You're listening to the best of the Morning X.
You can also catch it on the Morning X podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Or at 99x.com.
Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy, take it back to 1982. I was a sophomore at Mary Carroll High School, walking the halls with my baseball jersey, concert T-shirt on from Survivor.
Me too.
The only thing that's different now is it's not 1982.
That's right. It's the new
the
millennium.
only thing different.
And I'm still wearing the same shirt,
Right.
baby.
And
Say hello to Survivor.
These guys are still out touring, playing. How's it going?
It's going good.
Good.
It's good.
Now,
good.
For those that
of
don't
you-
know what
right.
happened yesterday, late in the show, we had a contest, and we said, who is this?
Real American heroes.
And then we found out that it was one of the guys from Survivor. Which guy sang the jingle? What was his name?
Dave.
Dave, no
okay.
longer with the band.
No longer with the band, but some of the guys were listening from the band. Just by chance, they were in town.
Well, now
This is
one of
wild.
you, who lives here? Which it's
One
your manager.
lives
your
here?
manager
It was
lives
Simon.
here.
Simon lives
your manager lives here. He calls up and says, "Yeah, I'm the manager of Survivor. They're in town."
We're like, huh?
Like 10 minutes later,
Bring them.
they're up here.
So they had a show they were supposed to play, but they were with REO Speedwagon. Those guys, one of them got sick. I think Kevin Cronin or somebody got sick.
Yeah.
So they're hanging out in Atlanta, and here they are.
This is amazing.
We
Now-
stayed up all night outside the
Yeah,
doors.
that's how we made it
There you
every
go.
time.
Now, who is an original member of the band? Are you all original members? Let's see, drummer and guitar player.
I guess
and then
2.5 of us are.
2.5. Okay, and then when did you two guys join the band?
95.
Get right.
That's
Five.
Chris and that's Bill.
Yeah,
they,
I'm
don't
Bill.
they don't have mine.
Let's sign.
Billy's
let's sign
on bass.
Yeah,
Billy's
thank
on
you.
bass. Chris is on keys.
All
Okay.
right.
That's Mark on drums.
Jimmy, this is the guy that sang the jingle on the back of.
Okay.
Of
I
this-
got
of the
you.
I Have a
And
Tiger
you
Act.
are
I'm Barnes.
Barnes. Okay.
So am I.
All right.
Okay.
First
Who
of
wrote
all-
the songs? Who's the primary songwriter? Was that you?
Moi.
That's
yes.
moi. And so, 'cause
Co-writer.
we were
That's Frank.
We were saying yesterday, if the guy that
John Doe.
left the band, if he wrote "Eye of the Tiger," he's living somewhere in some large home, and that's why he's gone.
Oh, he's
We-
definitely in a home.
Yeah, he's definitely in a home. Maybe not a large one, maybe one that's white. All walls are
How did Stallone get turned on to you guys to commission you or to ask you to write songs for his movie to begin with?
What version do we tell?
Version 3.
the
Okay.
true
No,
story.
the true story actually is that one of the executives at our record company knew him, so there was the link.
But
But he didn't write the song; he just knew him.
right. But at the time, you guys were not. You guys were an unknown band, right?
Well, no, we had 2 records out by then.
Any hits?
But
on
any
them?
hits
We
yet?
were unknown. Well, we had a couple that radio played a lot back then. We had a song called "Poor Man's Son" in '81. I think it made top 30 or something. But we had a record out called "Premonition." That was a top 50 album.
Now, you know, recently we were talking about you over the summer because there was a story that you were filing a suit against CBS because of the CD.
Oh,
for the
boy, here
Survivor
we go,
soundtrack.
huh?
Now, let me just say
All right,
something.
who's
come
a
on, we
fan
wanna
of
get
that
to the
lousy TV? No.
Hold on, let me
Actually,
just say
we all were.
Yeah,
we
that
were
looks
huge-
like one of my
Well, no, wait. Let me just,
Gilligan's Island with my logo plopped on top.
well, let me
of it.
just say we
I
actually
know.
supported your
I
claim
know.
on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
We
you.
thought this was a legitimate claim.
Yeah, well, I mean, they come out with an album and it says Survivor.
And
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What do
You guys
expect
own
to
the
hear,
name.
You know?
So what?
you don't
Well,
expect to hear.
So what happens? What has happened with that? Is it still in?
Did you guys really support us? That's
Absolutely.
That's
We did.
terrific.
No,
we,
I
talked
did.
about, we talked about it on the air. We did
That's
say that.
awesome.
You know,
No.
we agreed with you.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we said, you know
That's
what?
fabulous.
If they've got the
Um,
copyright to the name or trademark, that sounds legit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's confusing, don't you?
I think you have a case.
Actually, I don't think
I
it's
have a
confusing.
briefcase.
I don't think anybody's going to make the mistake, but
Well, if you go into the record store,
If you,
come on, some
if you
people,
go to the S section, it's there.
and you see, and
And
it's right
perhaps
next
it's
to
mixed in with
yeah.
the same bin. You know, sometimes
Yeah, Jimmy.
somebody makes a mistake.
I mean, I think
Let me see
legally,
that
I
out.
think legally you would have, some legs.
Sure.
there.
Look, I have the entire catalog right here, and if you
Okay, Jimmy.
all the
Barnes brought in his Survivor catalog.
Is he-
God,
if
he's
you look at them
he's
all.
got more of my
Right.
Well,
records
he
than
wanted
I
to-
do.
he wanted to get 'em all
I was going to
signed.
ask
Yeah.
him, can I have one?
No,
I'll sell you one.
like I said, I
Just
think
bought
you've
'em.
got a good case. Does
Well,
Well, where does it stand? Are you still in court? Or are you?
Can you talk about it?
yeah, there's not much to talk about, though. You know, the legal system in this country. I mean,
Right.
what really?
I'm surprised they
it's
didn't
in
try
the
and
hands of
settle.
the lawyers. I mean,
Uh-huh.
obviously, what we're protecting here is our legacy of
Right.
making. You know, we've been around for a long time, and we've made a dozen or so records. So every once in a while in one's life, they've got to go for it and fight for what you've built. And that's what that's all about, and nothing more.
Right, and then you're fighting like you know.
Well, you're
you gotta
fighting
fight CBS,
so you're getting 20,000 pages of faxes a day,
Right.
and they're beating on your lawyer. But
What is
the
their-
bottom line is, when you're right, you know you're right, and you wake up, and you're not any weaker. You're stronger, because I think the cause, you guys agreed with it.
What are they saying?
Only thing this
what can
argument
they
is missing is a theme song.
I think
What can they say
That's right,
that
Barnes.
to defend themselves?
I haven't heard any legitimate defense that they've come with.
How can they have
I
one?
think what they should say is, "Oops, maybe we should have checked on this."
Right.
That's honest, at
Right.
least. But of course, they're
Somebody-
not going to do that.
Someone had to be sitting around in a meeting and say, "Well, you know what?
I don't think so.
don't think so.
Isn't there a band, Survivor?"
Well, there's two thought patterns. You want to go there if you're that kind of person. But then the other thought pattern is there's also the kind of guy that says, "Yeah, there is, but screw him."
Screw 'em, we'll own it. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
CBS,
or what are
we're
they
the big
doing
guy.
now,
catch
or
us if
who
you can.
knows?
Our
and,
lawyers can beat up their lawyers.
Have you guys
Yes.
been together the whole time since the beginning of has the band ever been just totally shut down?
No.
So it has
Never.
been together the whole time. Well, I think you have a case.
Yes.
Get the big dollar.
But I was watching Rocky 3, and I remember I thought of this at the time. Think of, you never knew who Mr. T was.
Right.
Rocky 3 made him famous. There's a guy in that movie called Thunder Lips. That's Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Nobody ever heard of him before
Right.
that
Right.
film. Here's a guy, I remember I asked Stallone about it. He said he was down in maybe Atlanta, I'm not sure it's true. And he was in his hotel room, he was watching wrestling. And he looked at this huge guy and he said, "I wonder if I could use him." And before that, his real name, Hulk Hogan's real name is Terry. I've met
Terry
him several
Bollea,
times, yeah. And I think, he makes about $1 million
Oh.
a match now.
He makes a lot of money, but didn't you? Or he stopped using "Eye of the Tiger" as his entrance music, and I don't know.
But we
did he-
didn't object to that.
Oh, really?
That was the infamous label at that time. Yeah, I would not have objected to that.
The label probably felt he wasn't paying for it. And
Well, they probably wanted him to pay too much, actually, to
Yeah.
tell you that. Yeah, because I think he's a nice guy. And
Yeah.
I mean, if they're out at a wrestling match, it's basically nowadays they're like a big rock and roll show,
Yeah,
right?
really.
They fill up these arenas as much as the rock and roll bands do.
That's true.
And if it's Hulk Hogan and he's coming into the ring, I have no problem with them playing Eye of the Tiger. I think it's like a stoke up for the fans.
it was cool.
But there we are again, back to corporate American people that don't think in those terms, and they kind of reduced that whole thing down to pay us.
A couple of fans on the phone that want to talk to you guys. Hey,
Fans,
Let's
okay.
get the headphones for
All right,
these
let's
guys.
see if he can hear it. Hey, hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, what's your question?
Hey, no, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to say, well, first of all, you guys sounded great on High on You.
Thank
Pleasure,
you.
bud.
That was awesome. I know it's hard to sing this early in the morning. But I
He
just wanted
does
to
a good
say how much I appreciate all the songs. I mean, it seems like in the 80s, you guys had almost everything you came out with was a great song.
Yeah.
And The Search Is Over, in particular, was like a kind of like a, for me, and like it was my first love. It was like our song. It was just a great song. And I recently I've got all the stuff on tape because I taped it off the radio when I was young. But I recently was able to find like the greatest hits, and I still listen to it all the time. And it immediately brings me back to that time and place in the mid to late '80s. And it's just all the songs are amazing.
Well, thank you. That's a huge compliment.
What's your name?
This is Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
thanks,
Is there a
Justin.
website?
Oh,
Is it survivor.com? What do you
It's
have?
it's
Survivor music.
one
You know, we
word.
need some good 80s stories,
He
like some big rock and roll story. You
can't-
guys got to come up with
I
one.
cannot tell you one of my stories on air and in public.
Really?
I'm a married, sober man.
So it's
gotta tell you, these
survivormusic.com. Is there something else that has survivor.com?
It's one word, survivormusic.com.
How about
No,
that?
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
gee,
you get at
thanks.
Survivor.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just as in the
What an
80s,
audience.
just as in the 80s, all the women lining up at the door
Oh,
in our
yeah.
office
You're kidding me. Bring
to
'em in.
see
Wait.
Survivor.
Really?
Come on, Carolyn,
Hi,
Doreen, you
Carolyn.
guys come
Hi,
in
Carolyn.
here.
Jimmy, by the way, just
Come on
noted,
in.
you sing that song much better than the other guy.
Oh, I
thanks,
think
man.
so.
Yes.
I like him a lot.
Absolutely.
So I agree.
Does.
There's more
does.
soul to it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
He's
Yeah.
got that Memphis. He does. He does. I agree.
Memphis, baby.
It sounds great.
But
Where-
you know
where-
what?
Are you from
You
Memphis?
just-
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what though? It just all went right to his head, but that's okay.
No,
He now is
Makes him
requesting a
even
separate
better.
bus. Guys, thanks for coming in. We've got to go. We're
This
out
was
of time.
awesome.
But
Okay.
what a great
Hey,
hour.
we had a
Cool.
great time.
This is kind of a storyteller
Love
this
it.
morning.
It really
morning.
was a storyteller.
That's it. Morning
Thanks
X.
to Guitar
Well,
Center.
you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to the Guitar Center, too.
We
for
have
letting
to
us
thank Guitar
go.
Center.
Oh,
They
yeah.
supplied us with all
Guitar
this,
Center.
and the great equipment.
You know, the Earth
So go.
shops for music equipment at Guitar Center. I mean, around the globe,
yeah,
they call
right.
here to get stuff at Guitar Center.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
It's
but no,
unbelievable.
really, they set us up yesterday in a couple of hours.
I see
It
the
was
tags are still on.
fabulous.
I thought you guys
Yeah,
broke
but
in
here's the
overnight. I was
problem.
wondering.
Well, here's the problem. Last night I was up playing this, kind of doodling around. I said, "Oh boy, another couple $1,000. How am I going to explain that?"
Yeah,
Because I
exactly.
love it suddenly.
Yeah, these guys are playing stuff with tags still dangling off.
Yeah.
Mini
know.
Pearl, you know?
Yeah. How am I going to sneak this one in?
They don't give that to you, you know,
Yeah.
to try out for nothing.
Well, we had a great time.
Thank you.
Yes,
guys
thank
are
you
great.
It was a
very much.
blast.
You guys
Very
are
nice.
loose. It's a
This was
great
a blast.
station. It rocks, and we'd love to come back. So.
Come
Okay.
back anytime.
Excellent.
Survivor
Thank you.
on the Morning X.
You're listening to the best of the Morning X.
The greatest hits from the bands with the biggest hair.
The best of the Morning X. 99 X.